Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another live videos. As you've just seen my current match reaction for the Manchester United versus Reading game. As I did say to you, Manchester United won by 2 goals to 0. But as I said, it wasn't the best of performances in my opinion. I thought it were an abysmal performance. I'm to be quite honest with you. But as I've just watched Solskjaer's post-match interview, he's had a few interesting stuff to say about the game, and he currently said, he said he's seen better performances. He said he's seen better performances, and he did say, we are through. He said you can't, he said you can't ask for fantasy football every time. He mentioned that Manchester United made 9 changes. He rotated the squad. He put a lot of youngsters, in the team, as he said he was gonna. But he said we started a team. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said we started a team that's actually never played together as an 11, and this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had mentioned in his post-match interview. I think maybe some players, struggling, for match fitness, as we all currently know, but there's no excuse today. Pretty bad performance, to be quite honest with you. We are through to the fourth round, and potentially, I think we have got a chance of winning the FA Cup, because he made 9 changes today in that game. Solskjaer, he included Fred and Dalot in there. He started Scott McTominay, started Pereira. He put Darmian at centre-back position, as we all currently know. Put Dalot at right-back. So he did make like 9 changes, and there were our best potential team wasn't out today. De Gea wasn't playing. He's obviously saving him for Tottenham anyway. De Gea wasn't playing. Rashford didn't start. Martial didn't play. Pogba was injured, as he confirmed. He did confirm Lukaku and Sanchez would have been starting anywhere. Pogba as well. No Herrera. There were no Matic playing today. So he rotated the squad, and he made 9 changes from the Newcastle game, as he did confirm, and he did mention you don't have that same flow or same movement in the team. But he said Solskjaer has seen better performances. He is delighted we are through, but he said it's obviously a team. He said it's a team as an 11 that has never ever played together, as we all currently know. But he has said there has been better performances, as we all currently know. It was an abysmal performance today. Potentially, we were slow. It was too slow. We couldn't get runs in behind as we all currently know. And as I said, Reading put a good fight up today. They had chances of their own, but as I said, the difference was we were clinical. When the chances come to us, we were more clinical in front of goal than them. They showed good football at times. Arguably, they played the best football. They had 60% of possession at Old Trafford, did Reading today. They had the chances as well through Harrier and Swift and all that. So they did create chances today. And, Sergio Romero, had to pull quite a few saves off, as we all currently know. But potentially, it's good to see that, Lukaku's now got 3 goals in 3 games, 2 from substitutes, 1 today as well. Sanchez, provided assist. He did mention about fitness work as well, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. So potentially, we got a penalty, from Juan Mata. Potentially, the VAR intervened in this situation. Well, potentially Fred had scored the goal, because it was lovely incisive movement between Fred and Mata. Fred had initially scored the goal, but it was disallowed. Mata had got fouled in the box, and VAR ruled that Mata had been fouled in the box, so potentially the penalty had been given. There was a 2-minute debate. Juan Mata finished it off comfortably, and that was 1-0. But it was mainly on the back for the majority of that game. We didn't see us keep the ball much today. We wasn't precise on the ball, as we showed like we was against Cardiff and Bournemouth. The movement wasn't fast. The combination wasn't that good, and I thought we was a bit slow today. Very, very slow, to be quite honest with you. Especially in the first half. It wasn't a great performance today, as we all know. Solskjaer did say Reading played well today. They did have the chances, but they just lacked in that final third. They didn't have that cutting edge, like we've currently got, because we've got quality up front. Reading haven't got quality up front, as we all currently know. And if it had been a different team today, say like a top team, they would have scored today, as we all currently know. So we was lucky today, because Reading had their chances. They looked very, very good on the ball. They looked dangerous, on the counter attack as well, and they made it extremely difficult for us today. To be quite honest with you. But our second goal, it was good build-up play. Our second goal, it was Lukaku that scored it. But that it links to the build-up play from was it Swift making a mistake from Reading, and then we got on the counter-attack and scored. And Sanchez passed it to Lukaku, and Lukaku, fair play, it was a good finish. He still had a lot to do. He rounded the goalkeeper, he kept his composure and side-footed it in, and that was 2-0. But as I said, it was a disgraceful performance today. I've got to say, it's probably the worst performance I've seen probably so far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Newcastle performance wasn't that good in the first half, because in Newcastle we're struggling to get runs in behind, create clinical chances. We still did have chances. Newcastle was sitting deep in that game, and Newcastle hit us on the counter-attack a few times. They had chances of their own. But as I did say to you, I still think there's improvement needed in the team. I think we still need a central defender. I still think we need a centre defensive mid that's fast and tenacious. I still think we need a backup striker, and potentially I still think we need a winger, as we all know. But Solskjaer said the performance, he said he's seen better performances. He said we played a team today that's never played together as a unit, as an 11, as he did say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He did say you can't ask for a fan city football every time. But obviously, even though we didn't play well today, there's still that quality shown in the team. He said there was. I thought in the game at times there was some individual performances, that were very, very good. But the majority of the game, it was absolutely abysmal, as we all currently know. And I thought it was a very, very dull game, to be quite honest with you. And I thought Reading played very, very well. How many teams come to Old Trafford and get 60% of possession? Not many. And Reading got that today. You wouldn't have expected Reading, to get that today. A few Reading fans were saying that they'd be looking to get a corner, at Old Trafford, over Reading. But I thought industrially, they looked very, very good. They looked organised, did Reading, and they really give it a really, really good go today, Reading, to be fair to them. But potentially, we still got the win, which is very, very good to see. And it was good to see, Chong, young Chong, make his senior debut today, coming on as a substitute. And he looked very, very lively, when, Chong, when he came on, to be quite honest with you. I think he came on matter on the right-hand side. He also brought Manny and Fellaini on in the game as well. When he brought Fellaini on, Fellaini was playing obviously in an attacking role. He was playing ahead of Pereira and Scott McTominay, where was Manny and Fellaini. He also too brought Marcus Rashford on, as I said in the game. Sanchez, I think Alexis Sanchez had come off. Yes, he did. Sanchez came off and Rashford played in his position on the left-hand side, as we all currently know. But I think actually, when I looked statistically, Reading had 60% of possession. I think we had 8 shots, they had 13. I think they created slightly more chances than us as well. But in terms of the football, in genuine play, Reading actually played the better football than us. But as I said, they lacked in that final third. And every time we got the opportunity, we took us opportunities, and we got 2 goals today. So we did win the game, but it wasn't a great performance at all. I thought it was a disgraceful performance today, as we all know. But as Solskjaer did say, he did make 9 changes today, as we all know. As he did say, we're mentioning about rotating. He was gonna give the youth a chance, as he did say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as I did say, that's 2 goals to nil. But at least now it's 5 wins out of 5. 16 goals scored, second clean sheet under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. Clean sheet against Newcastle, clean sheet today against Reading, as we all know. And it's good to see, Lukaku, 3 goals out of 3 in 3 games. And as I said, players may today have struggled with match fitness, as we all know, struggled with match fitness, as we all know. And as Solskjaer did mention, this team has never played together and this is what potentially Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said. So they might not have been playing to the potential or showing that movement and rhythm, that he currently mentioned in his post-match interview as well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But good win, as I said. It's 5 wins out of 5 now. You can't ask for any more. We're into the 4th round of the FA Cup, and I think potentially us having any chance of any silverware this season is going to be the FA Cup. We're not going to win the Champions League because we're not good enough to win the Champions League at the moment because there's still vast improvements needed in the team. But as I said, I still think we are good enough, potentially to win the FA Cup. And FA Cup would be a remarkable achievement, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. We're still fighting to get top 4. We're still fighting to get top 4, as we all currently know in the league. So we're still trying to get top 4. It's us, Arsenal and Chelsea, who are obviously fighting for top 4. But we know De Gea wasn't playing. De Gea didn't start today. Lindelof didn't start today. I think Lindelof's played well this season, to be quite honest with you. He didn't start today. Bailly was suspended, so I don't think he'd have started anyway, even if he wasn't suspended. So he put Darwin at centre-back alongside Phil Jones. Ashley Young played at left-back today. He mainly plays at right-back, but Diego Dalot got the chance to operate at right-back today. Ashley Young played at left-back today, as we all currently know in the process. But all that matters is I know it was a disgraceful performance. It wasn't the performance, I expected. I thought we'd have played very, very well. But, it wasn't the type of performance that we saw against Cardiff and Bournemouth, because there were 2 excellent performances. Huddersfield was a good performance as well, where we're energetic on the ball, getting runs in behind. Very energetic, showing heart, desire and passion and, fast tempo to his play. But, we didn't see that today. And we didn't see that against Newcastle, especially, in the first half as well. But them super subs had changed the game around in Newcastle. I thought second half against Newcastle, we played well in the second half. But first half was on the, we didn't play that well. Today, we didn't play well, to be quite honest with you. But all that matters is, we are through, to the 4th round now, as we all currently know. And as it did say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm he was going to potentially have discussions with Ed Woodward potentially about this transfer window and potentially about signings, who to get in. But reportedly, Solskjaer's given us an update saying it's unlikely that Manchester United are going to make any signings in this January window, and he did say he doesn't expect Manchester United to make any signings in this January transfer window, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has also confirmed. And he did say, like last year, that reportedly he was going to get a £50 million spending spree to spend in this window, reportedly. Was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But potentially, I still think we could win the FA Cup. I think we are potentially good enough to. I don't think we're going to win the Champions League. It's going to be tested for us when we play the likes of Tottenham and when we play the likes of Paris and when we play Liverpool and Chelsea at home. They are going to be the testers, as we all currently know. I've just seen my back there. But yeah, as I said, there might have been players out there struggling for match fitness. Solskjaer was saying that potentially they've never played together as an 11. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he said he made 9 changes. He said he's seen better performances. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he said you can't ask for Fan City football every time. But he did say improvements are still needed and we need to step the performances up. And this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer we're currently saying. But he knows what he's doing. He's got the winning mentality. He's got the attacking mentality. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's got the confidence back in the team. And we are still playing it in the vein, we are still playing in that right vein that Solskjaer wants the players to do. We didn't do that today, but as I said, I think Solskjaer's the right man. 5 wins out of 5, as we all know. He knows the culture of the club, he knows the strappings of the club inside out, as we all know, because he was a great player, for 11 years. Was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from 1996 to 2007. As we all know, great player, scored 126 goals. As we all currently know, some of the players, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from the reserve team. As well does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. But potentially, I think he's the right man for the job. I know the club are still recruiting, to get a full-time manager in at the end of the season. As we all know, we know Pochettino is the number one. I'd give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the job because I think he knows what he's doing. He's got a bit of the managerial experience and he knows about the club, as we all know. And I think he's got that winning mentality, the attacking mentality, and he does show that inspiration. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, and I do really love him. To be quite honest with you, he's brought the positivity back. We was nowhere near our best today, nowhere near. We were far from that. But we still showed that we got the result today, even though we didn't play well at all, but we still got the result. And we used to do it under Fergie a lot, we used to have bad games, but he had the fear factor and he knew how to win games, did Sir Alex Ferguson. And Solskjaer is obviously bringing, the fear factor now back to Manchester United, as we all currently know. But it's 5 wins out of 5. We wouldn't have done it under Jose Mourinho, as I currently said. But as I did say, I still think there's improvements needed in the team. As I said, Pogba obviously wasn't playing today as well because he was injured. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm he was going to be set to miss out today. But Pogba has been impressive so far, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He obviously missed today. I presume he will be, playing against Tottenham, next week. Will Pogba, as I currently said. As I currently said, but credit Reading today. They put a good fight up. They did create chances. They looked precise on the ball. They had a lot of the possession. They had 60% of possession at Old Trafford, but I just thought they weren't clinical enough. They haven't got enough quality in their team, have they? To compete with the likes of us and the other top teams out there. But they did give it a real good bash. I didn't expect them to put as a good as performance out as that Reading, to be quite honest, because I thought it'd have been a rampant Manchester United performance. Even though he did make 9 changes, I still think it'd have been a rampant performance. I thought I'd have expected us to win like 4 or 5-0 or something like that, to be quite honest with you. But it was a dull game today. I thought it was an abysmal performance. As I said, there may have been players struggling for match fitness. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer mentioned, it's an 11 he went with that's never played together as an 11. So he went with a team that's never played together as an 11, as we all currently know. But all that matters is, we got to win, another clean sheet, 5 wins out of 5, 16 goals scored, as I currently said. So we do look a much better team under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still, but as I said, we had quite a few big names out there today. Solskjaer obviously wants to rest them for the Tottenham game because that's going to be a huge game. We know the club are still recruiting for a full-time manager. Pochettino's number 1. I think Zinedine Zidane's the second. Then there's a few backup options as well in case we're fair with Pochettino. And Solskjaer doesn't get the job on a full-time basis, or we don't get Zidane. And there's been a few other backup options mentioned, as we all currently know. But I said, I think mainly Rashford's a number 9. I think Pogba's better in a number 10 position just behind the centre forward. I think Martial's mainly in left winger. So that's my potential opinion. But obviously Martial didn't play today. Rashford didn't play today. Well, he came on as a substitute, but he didn't start from the start. Pogba's obviously injured, as we all currently know in the process. But yeah, Fellaini did come on today. I'm surprised Fellaini didn't start. I thought Fellaini would have started today. But when he came on, he actually played in an attacking midfield position just behind the centre forward. So he played in front of Moctominay and he played in front of Andres Pereira, as we all currently know. Mata, was playing on the right-hand side today, as we all know. I don't think he suits that right-hand side, to be quite honest. I think he's better in an attacking midfield position, but there's some people saying here, I know he scored today, did one, and it was good to see him score from the penalty spot. But people say, does he fit in this new Ole Gunnar Solskjaer system? I think he's been a very, very consistent player, since we got him from Chelsea in 2014 under the David Moyes era. He's been very, very good. I think he's scored he's got 50 assists in Premier League, 50 goals in the Premier League. He's scored about 100 goals. He obviously scored today in the FA Cup as well. Did one matter, but I think he's a very, very good player. Solskjaer's still got to think about contract renewals as well, because we've got a lot of players coming to the end of the deals, as we all know, that we need to figure out and suss out as well. I still think there's players that don't have a long-term future here. I still think there's players that are going to go. I think Darmian could still potentially go. He's coming to the end of his deal. Reportedly, a few Italian teams have been interested in him. I potentially think maybe Valencia could go. I think Valencia's past it now. He's aged 33 years of age. He's been here 10 years now, hasn't he? He's made over 300 appearances for the club as Valencia, but he's been in and out of the team this season. He's hardly played, to be quite fair, this season, Antonio Valencia. So I don't think he's, got a future at Manchester United. I think he'll leave Antonio Valencia, in my opinion. And, obviously, we haven't signed him an extension as yet. And same with Ashley Young. He's 33, I think, 33, 34. I think he's same age as Antonio Valencia, as we all know. He shows that he can still press high from the fullback position. And he has shown, I think he's still a pretty decent player, Ashley Young. He mainly plays as a right midfielder, when he played for England, he was a right midfielder. When he played for Villa in his younger days, in his primary right midfielder, it mainly gets played at right back. But obviously today, he put Ashley Young at left back because he wanted to give Dalot the chance. So he put Dalot at right back and put Ashley Young at the left back. He's played at left back on a couple of occasions as Ashley Young, to be quite honest with you, but mainly he gets selected at right back. As we all couldn't know. So I don't know. I don't think Fellaini has a future, to be quite honest with you, because as I did say, I don't know how he's going to fit in this new Manchester United regime, to be quite honest with you, Marian and Fellaini, as we all know. But I've already updated you, as I currently said, Pochettino is the number 1 to come in at Manchester United if Solskjaer doesn't get the job on a full-time basis. Reportedly, Ed Woodward has been in discussions, with Mauricio Pochettino about transfer talks for the summer of who Pochettino would recommend, who Pochettino would like to sign if he was to get the job at Manchester United at the end of the season on a full-time basis. And reportedly, Pochettino has indicated Man United to go sign James Maddison for £70 million from Leicester. So reportedly, that would be one of Pochettino's first signings, reportedly. And that would be reportedly one of Pochettino's first signings if he was to come in to get the job on a full-time basis. Solskjaer's admitted it would be hard for him to leave Manchester United. He loves the club, and he said he would love the job on a full-time basis, would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he's potentially admitted this, because potentially he loves Manchester United. Pochettino, for me, I think he's happy at Tottenham. He's fully committed to Tottenham. He hasn't won out in terms of silverware, as I said. He's got a decent pedigree. As I said, he played 18 years in his playing career. He's been managing Tottenham since 2009, but he's got a good record with Tottenham. He had a good record when he was managing Southampton as well, but he spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014. As I said, maybe he needs 1 or 2 players in his January window, but they are still up there, Tottenham, and they can compete this season because they are doing very, very well. They've got a lot of good players. They've got a lot of young, good players as well of Tottenham. But Pochettino, it cost Man United £40 million to get him in at the end of the season because he's got a 4.5-year, 5-year deal with Tottenham. So we could actually save that money and get a signing with that money. For me, I'd give the job to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because I just think he knows what he's doing at this club. So I would give it to him because he knows about the club, as I currently said, because he was a great, great player for 11 years. And I know Pochettino is Premier League proven and he knows about the Premier League and he understands the philosophy and he understands the Premier League, as I just said. But, would he do a good job at Manchester United? He may do, he may not do, as Colin said. But he has really, really proven himself, with Tottenham Hotspur. Pochettino. We know Zinedine Zidane has also been mentioned as well. He's the second behind Pochettino because Pochettino is reportedly number 1. And Pochettino hasn't won out in terms of silverware. But as he did say, you know, he wants to win the Champions League with Tottenham one day. And he did say he's not sure about Christian Eriksen's future at Tottenham Hotspur. He said that the other day in the press. He's not sure about his future. He'd love him to commit his future. He'd love Christian Eriksen sign a new deal because he's got 18 months left on his current contract with Tottenham, as we all know. But he has not committed his future yet as Christian Eriksen. Tottenham paid £11.5 million for him from Ajax. As we all currently know, and he's progressing up the ranks very, very well. Reportedly, reports coming out saying Man United were favourites to actually go on and sign him in the summer because he holds records. He's the first player to win 3 consecutive Danish Football Player of the Year awards. You know, the most goals scored in the Premier League by Danish players. Well, he's also won Tottenham Young Player of the Year award, and he is a good midfielder. Is Christian Eriksen. I think he'd love him if Pochettino was to get the job at the end of the season. He'd actually love. He'd love Christian Eriksen to go with him to Old Trafford as well because he admires the player, does Mauricio Pochettino, as we all currently know. But Pochettino's the number one if Solskjaer doesn't get the job on a full-time basis. But I would give Solskjaer the job on a full-time basis. It wasn't a good performance today, but we still got the result. As currently said, we've got a lot of quality in the team. In his team, we spent over £400 million, as we all currently know in the process. But I still said to you, like I said before, there's been vast improvements, a lot of improvements since Solskjaer's coming, but I still think there's more room for more improvement, as Solskjaer's explained. But he said we played a team today, an 11 that's never ever played together, and he said, you know, it's not the same like rhythm or movement in the team, you know, when you play a team that's never played together as an 11 before. But he did say he's seen better performances. He said we are through. You can't, you know, ask for Fan City football every week, and he was talking about that. He made 9 changes in the game. I listened, you know, to some of the things, you know, that he'd said in his post-match interview, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But we can still win the FA Cup, and you know that would be a remarkable achievement. You know, if we actually did win the FA Cup, you know that would be such a remarkable achievement. You know, if we won that, you know, to quite honest with you, especially under Solskjaer, and then potentially I think he would get the job on a full-time basis. You know, to quite honest with you, if that basically happened. But that would be a great achievement because since Ferguson left after 27 years of great success. Since Ferguson left, we've won what? We won the Europa League and League Cup in his first season with Mourinho, and we won the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal. That's potentially all we've won, as I currently said. But as I said, there's still improvements needed in the team, as we all know. But all that matters is we got the win today. It wasn't the best performance, as we all currently know, but it made 9 changes, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know, guys. And I think Lukaku's going to dramatically improve now. I think Sanchez needs to adapt to areas of his game. But as I said, you know, people, you know, some players may struggle with match fitness today, but Sanchez hasn't made an impact yet. He's got assists, to be fair to him. He got an assist today for the Lukaku goal. He got an assist for the Rashford's goal against Newcastle, you know, as well. So he's providing, but I still think there's areas of his game he does need to adapt and improve on, Alexis Sanchez. But the more game time he gets, he will improve under Solskjaer, because I am confident. And I said with Lukaku, 3 goals now in 3 games, really, really good to see. He's back to scoring goals now because he has been lacking goals this season as Romelu Lukaku, you know, to be quite fair. But yeah, I think he'll get back to scoring goals now, Lukaku, as we all know. Everyone's concerned about his first touch. He does have weaknesses about his game. He is slow, to be quite fair. He's Romelu Lukaku. But yeah, I think he will, you know, dramatically improve under Solskjaer. But they are playing to the potential level. We didn't see it today, what we saw against Cardiff and Bournemouth. But, you know, we still won the game. That's all that matters. But we can't perform like that against Tottenham or the likes of Paris Saint-Germain or Liverpool or Chelsea, you know, or we will, you know, potentially get punished, as we all know. But reportedly, he doubts Manchester United are going to make any signings in this window, Solskjaer. He did say, the Metro reported on it, he thinks it's unlikely Man United are going to get to any signings in this window. And he says he doesn't expect Manchester United to make any signings in this window. And this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had said. But we've won the FA Cup 12 times, as we all know. Potentially, you know, we've just won behind Arsenal because Arsenal are the current, you know, holders of it. You know, they're the current record holders of it because obviously they've won it 13 times with Arsenal. I've seen, you know, Tottenham have won it 7 times. I think Villa have won it 7 times. I've Chelsea won it 7 or 8 times or something like that, you know. Potentially, so we're only 1 behind us. So we have got an opportunity of winning it this season, as we all couldn't know. But obviously, we're focused on top 4 as well, of getting the top 4 this season as well, because we do want to get top 4. I think top 4 is definitely still on, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, you know, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, you know, the VAR intervened today, you know, due to that matter being fouled in the penalty area that would give us the penalty Fred had initially scored, but it had been disallowed. But there was like a 2-minute debate where the referee was checking with the VAR for the correct decision, and they basically confirmed Mata had been fouled in the box. So Mata got the penalty and finished it. It was a good penalty. Very, very good penalty. From Juan Mata. To be quite fair. So potentially we'll be back on soon to update you with some more live videos. Later on we'll be giving you some more updates on some more transfer rumours that update. We'll give you some updates on Liverpool's transfer rumours. We'll give you some updates on Chelsea's. We'll give you some updates on Arsenal's like I've done earlier on today on my other videos today, as I said. All updates about my team, Manchester United. We'll always update you on this channel as we always do. But the main headline about it is, can Man United win the FA Cup? Possibly. I think they can win the FA Cup. I think that's his best chance, for silverware this season. Because we obviously can't. We're not in the League Cup. Derby knocked us out. I don't think we're going to win the Champions League. Especially, we're not going to win the Champions League, of course. Obviously, we're not going to win the Premier League either. So I think his best chance of silverware is the FA Cup this season. That would be fantastic if we did achieve that. But Solskjaer, at least he was in his post-match interview. He said he's seen better performances. He said we started a team with an 11 that's never played together. He mentioned he made 9 changes, as we all know. He said potentially he can't ask for Fan City football every week. This is what he currently said in his post-match interview. So I've just seen his post-match interview. I got some of the stuff he said on TV, but now I've just watched it more. I got some more, things he was suggesting out in his post-match interview. And yeah, he was honest. Reading were up for the clash. Reading put a good fight up, as I currently said. But the lads in the final third, and the difference today was like the pundits were saying on BT, Man United had that cutting edge and were more clinical. Reading had the chances, but it just wasn't clinical enough in front of goal, as he currently did explain. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider a subscribe as always, and I'll be back soon with more live videos. Take care, God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.